So, we have created our task and we made them dynamic, but a few of the operations that we're going to have over here, for example, build or destroy, does change, or well, we have logic that we're going to need in a lot of cases. So it's best if we just make a utility, or yeah, maybe just a utility that will hold all this logic, and I'm speaking about the logic that will give you the side edges of all your blocks like this, and the logic that will give you the entire box with filled area. Okay, so filled box and square box. Okay, let's call them like that. And as I can see, yeah, this is not actually particularly wrong, because you would want to build over top of this, so this will have been build a wall or something like that. Okay, and this will have been to just level everything that has over there. So, and I think it goes way too, oh, no, he's actually doing a correct job. Anyway, okay, now let's go to our tasks then. To our scriptable object tasks, and we can split this in two positions. We can create a utility that will give us a a list of all the square nodes, and then we can also create a utility that will give us a list of all the blocks that we go over here. The downside to this is we're going to have to do another pass after we return that list. We're going to have to do another pass that will basically just create tasks on that method. But I think it will save us a lot of time, and this of course is not really that much important because we can either spread it out into multiple frames, or we could even just multi-thread it if we had to. Okay, so to do that, let's go and create a new script. Let's do this under tasks, or actually no, let's do this on the same folder we have our player interactions. I think that will make a little bit more sense, but of course we need to find it first. Let's see, managers. So create a new class. Okay, and for this one, let's call this block utilities. Okay, delete this and add the namespace. And here's the thing, this one is not going to be a class from monoBehavior. It will actually just be a static class, and all the methods that we are passing are going to be static as well. So this now needs to return a list. Okay, let's do this one first. Copy that and go on to our block utilities. Let's pin this as well. Block utilities. This now needs to be a public void, and actually a public static void because it is a static class. Okay, we're going to remove the build task method from both of these, and alternatively we're just going to return a list. To actually return a list, we need system.collections.generic, and we need a list of blocks. Okay, and the name we have from here is basically get blocks from point A to point B, or let's say get line of blocks. Okay, list block return value is going to return us a new list of blocks, just like that, and then on the end we're going to be returning that return value. And again, we're simply going to be doing return value, add the new block you have without the keys in it. Okay, so this will give us a line of blocks. which means back to the build task. We can delete this entirely. Of course, we have an issue with this right now, and all this will switch to get line of blocks, but I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go onto my block utilities and I'm going to say public static list of blocks, and I'm going to say get square of blocks. We need block A, block B, and of course we also need a reference to our world. Paste this, replace this with this, but we do need to return also a list, and this will be again our return value, and return value. Okay, so this can return value dot add range, get line of blocks, again return value, get line of blocks, and again do this. Okay, so here we have our methods, which means we can just go onto our build task. We can delete this now, and we can just say return me, we still need a list, so that will be generic, delete that, and we'll need a list, let's just say L, or you can give it any other name you want. Block utilities, get square of blocks A, B, world. On that list we can either do a for each loop or a for loop, doesn't really matter. In this case we can say block in B, in L, build task method B, and this needs to be block, build task method block, or you can just do this. Okay, same thing. So we just did exactly the same thing that we had before, but now we can reuse this method to any place we want. For example, we can just do the same thing over here, but before we see that, let's copy this. Okay, and let's go to this will return as a field, so let's do a public static list of blocks, get fill of blocks, block B. Okay, let's copy the things that we're going to need in both cases. Okay, and back to the destroy task. We basically we can copy all of this or cut it, doesn't matter, and onto our block utilities, paste this in here, and we just have to remove the distract and just add the block onto our return value. Okay, with this we can just copy this as well. So destroy task, paste this, get fill of blocks, distract task method, and move this onto a block. Okay, minimize, let's compile, although we're going to have the exact same behavior, keep that in mind. So hit load, build. Okay, you can see that build will work, and again destroy will work as well. We probably need to distinguish a little bit how we a little bit better how we visualize this if we are creating yeah, if we are using fill or square, we probably need to distinguish between them, but for that we can just do it later. And the methods we just use over here, you can also of course use them into any other type of game you want. Well, it has to be on a grid, of course. Okay, but as you can see, he keeps destroying everything that he doesn't like, or well, everything we distinct. Okay, so that's basically for our block utilities. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because, of course, all of these are going to have their own behavior based off of that. So let's say we want to do lumberjack, and let's go into tasks. I'm just going to create the lumberjack task. So copy all of that, paste this, lumberjack task. Okay, we need a constructor, we need the target block, I guess. Oops. Come on. Target block. Okay, what happens when we go for that? So on start, play animation, I think we can just copy all of this into this, but we're just going to remove this one. Okay, so instead of adding the block when we are over our time rate, we're simply going to say target block dot material, or let's just do material, material object set active false, target block my material equals, does it have null? Yeah. Okay, so this will be for the lumberjack task. Now we need this as well. We need the scriptable object part of this. So add new class, lumberjack. Let's copy this as well, and scriptable object, let's say lumberjack, and then of course we don't want the distract task method, of course. Let's rename this to lumberjack or whatever you want to. Now the difference with this is, of course, we don't really care if it's solid. Actually, we just need to know if block dot my material equals what is the lumberjack material. For that we're going to use public my material wood material, or tree material, I guess, not wood, tree material. Okay, and if block my material is tree material, is the same material, then actually let's copy this again because it's very similar, the logic for that. Lumberjack task, and basically that's it. Let's rename this to target block, and this will just go and add a pending task for our character, and this will work exactly like all the other ways. So minimize this, open up our world. Of course, The lumberjack material is going to need another task when you are finishing it, but we're going to do that on a later part, and that task is basically bringing it back on the storage. Right now we don't have any storage, which means we can't do that, so let's go and look around. Go to canvas, yeah, not this one. We need this canvas. I don't know why we have this. Doesn't seem to have anything in it. Yeah, okay, I know why. So, task grids, lumberjack, and the same thing we did over here with the task manager. We're just going to add task manager, player directions, not task manager, player directions, assign current task, and of course, yeah, of course we need to create the task first. So tasks, lumberjack task. We need to assign the tree material. And assign the lumberjack. So, with the same logic, what will have changed if we added the stone cutter material? Take a minute and think about it. Will I have to change anything on the scripts, or I could just say copy this, rename that stone cutter, change the tree material to iron material, go to stone cutter, assign the task manager, the task manager, player interactions, assign current task, stone cutter. Okay, so we have our stone cutter now, and let's create another player, or let's enable one of the other characters or a few others, just so that we have a little bit more guys to work. So unload the scene, hit play, load. I'm going to hit lumberjack. I think the capsules are the trees, so I'm going to do it like this. I think we have a little bit, it's a little bit off with the with highlighting, and as you can see, they go and cut down trees, and I think that should also work no matter where we have placed it. And when I click stone cutter, let's find some stone. We don't have one stone. Okay, let's do it over here. They didn't go. They can't find the path. They can't find the path. Let's try it again. They don't like that path, I guess. So it's the pathfinder that gives us the issues. I think maybe it's one of them. They haven't finished that path. So maybe when you can't find this path, we should be clearing this. Anyway, let's try lumberjack again. No. Yeah, we have a deadlock. Anyway, let's soft lock, not deadlock. Let's try the stone cutter. Okay, that was a problem with our pathfinder, not with what we just did right now. I see we have a bit of stone over here. So let's do it like this. And that one guy is going to go and find that one. Okay, remove one, remove the other. and they're going to go and remove that one as well. And thus we have gathering materials. So because we kind of make this a little bit more agnostic as to what is actually changing, I'm going to rename the lumberjack task into gather resources task. Yeah, that probably makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so we have our gather resources task, which means we kind of have to go and rename all of this. Gather resources task. Change this to, actually, let's replace it. Gather resources task. And then for lumberjack scribable object, I'm going to change the name on the inside the editor first to avoid any issues. Resources task scribable object. Okay, and let's reopen it again. Resources task, and actually let's rename this resources task scribable object. Okay, so basically with this we can reuse the same logic, the same task for any other material you want to add, as many as materials as you want basically. Now let's see, however, and basically I want to see if the task needs to be rebuilt. And they need to, because we changed the name of the classes. So let's remake those, which means we need to remake this as well. So create new task. We probably need to change that. Tree cutter, or I think I like lumberjack better. Change this to why we do not have the material. Create for some reason we lost our tree. Why did we lost our materials? Oh, we still have an error. No, we don't. And what happened? Material database, iron and tree material. So what on earth? It's missing the script. So delete that. Let's go back onto here. And because it's gather resources. Okay, the name we have on the file, it needs to be the same one as the class for that to work. And let's change this to gather resources task as well. Close that. Let it compile. Create tasks, gather resources task. Now it's working, and this will be lumberjack tree. I guess iron material is not a stone cutter. Whatever, gather, let's write it gather iron. And just change this to iron. Okay, of course this is depends on what else you want to add to this. Okay, so let's say lumberjack, gather iron, and just so that we can sleep safe at night, let's try this one last time and we'll be done with this part as well. Load. let's select all of this, and there we go. And for stone cutter, let's select all of this. Yeah, so I think so. Here's the thing: the utility we made looks on the exact node we are in, and it doesn't look above that. So basically, this yeah. So basically, if you do this, it doesn't take it as the stone is on the same node like we see it. You have to cover this, you have to do it like that, and then it will cover it, because the material is actually sitting on an air node and not on a solid node. So we will have to fix that. You can see that destroy will work fine, but for those materials it doesn't work. So onto our gather resources task, because they exist on a block on top, on an air block. Basically, I'm going to say a world get block. Well, okay, get block from wall position will work as fine. A dot wall position plus vector3 dot up, and B will be wall dot get block position B dot wall position plus vector3 dot up. Okay, and let's rename this gather resources. Okay, so minimize that. Let it compile first, of course. Hit play. And then let's find another test area. Okay, so previously, if we did for the stone cutter or even the trees, if we did this, which is covering all of them, if we did that, then we wouldn't actually capture this. Now he's going to actually capture it. Okay, and destroy will work exactly as we had it before. Awesome. Let's try the lumberjack as well. Probably like this, and I think if we also say e square task to this, yeah, we're going to visualize them as well. So lumberjack, let's do this here from here. Okay, previously it should have taken that tree, now it will. Awesome. So yeah, let's finish with this part. Again, we did all these nice things, and I think we are doing some really nice progress, and we'll see what we do on the next one. As always, you know what to do: like, subscribe, and if you like more stuff, of course, consider supporting me on Patreon so we can keep making all of these things. I'll see you on the next one.